I did not know that Duracell made a solar generator. I just happened to come across it at Costco. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. This is the Duracell Power Source 660 watt hour solar generator. If you guys saw my previous Costco haul, you would have seen that I purchased this in that video. I'm going to go ahead and review it for you. It's going to take me a couple of days to review this because I want to go ahead and drain it using my main house heater. I'm going to go ahead and drain it using my refrigerator, and then I'm going to see if I can put my toaster on it and or my vacuum cleaner on it to see how it will stand high draws of energy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a technical guy. That is why I like solar generators, because they're very easy to use and they're a all-in-one package. So I don't have the equipment to tell you guys all of the specifics about how this thing is made or how it runs. But what I like to do is I like to show you what I would be using this for. That way, if you know that you're going to be using it for something similar to what I'm using it for, you have a good idea of how it will work and or perform, right, for that function. So like I said, this is a Duracell Power Source solar generator. It has 660 watt hours of storable energy. It has an inverter that's pretty impressive for 660 watt hours of storable energy. It has an inverter that will output a continuous 1,440 watts of energy or electricity. It has a capacity of 2,880 watts surge, meaning that if you put something on this that's going to exceed the continuous running capacity of 1,440 watts for a few seconds, it will maintain and it won't shut off. In my opinion, for the price point on this generator, so far I'm pretty impressed. There's one thing that I truly like about this solar generator, and there's one thing that I truly don't like about this solar generator, but we have to remember about the price point. This solar generator cost me $499.99 at Costco's. It normally goes for like $699 on Amazon. So I think I got a great deal for this solar generator, and I know exactly where it's going to live after I'm done reviewing it. So let me go ahead and show you how it turns on, what it has in the front, and believe it or not, this is actually a simpler solar generator to use than the Bluetti. Now, having said that it's simpler to use than the Bluetti, I still stand by the Bluetti. I think it's an outstanding machine, and that is my go-to solar generator. However, in my opinion, this is a pretty good machine as well for the price point. All you have to do to operate this solar generator, ladies and gentlemen, is just turn it on. And as you can see, it just turned on. You heard the fan turn on momentarily. It's giving you an indication of how full the battery is. It is recommended that when you receive this and you unpackage it, that you charge it for a full 24 hours. Now, I did that. When I unpackaged it, I charged it for a full 24 hours, even though it only took about an hour or so for the battery to be completely full. It wasn't completely full because it was still charging when I plugged it in for the very first time, but I left it on there for 24 hours nonetheless to make sure that it was 100% full. And as you can see, it's showing 13 volts, and it has a 4-bar indicator, each bar indicating 25% level in the battery capacity. So this is fully charged. All you have to do to use this, ladies and gentlemen, is plug in your appliance. It has 4 AC plugs. It has 2 USB. And it has one 12-volt car adapter, like cigarette lighter adapter. That's it. All you have to do is plug this in and use it. It has 2 input sources, one being that you can use your wall outlet to charge it. The other, you can use solar to charge. Now, as you can see here, it has an input source for your AC wall. So you can plug your wire in here and then plug it into the wall. And I'll show you the wires that it came with here in a second. It also has a solar input source that has an Anderson adapter or an Anderson input. Now, the Anderson input is similar to the MC4 All right, it's just a different design. However, it is easy to convert a solar panel that has MC4 adapters to an Anderson adapter. So that's what that is. The one thing so far that I really don't like about this unit is that it only has a 100 watt input. All right, it will only take up to 100 watts of input power, meaning that you can only charge this with one 100 watt solar panel or maybe 120 watt solar panel to make up for whatever lost energy you have in the wires and in the solar panel itself. But it will only charge at 100 watts max, which means that since this is a 660 watt hour generator, that it will take it around 7 hours or so to charge up. Same thing with the wall plug. It'll take around 6.5, 7 hours to charge up from 0 to full. The one thing that I really like about this generator is that if you see here, you see two terminals. These are meant for you to be able to add on external batteries. So if you want to add on some external lead acid batteries, you can add them on using these two terminals right here so that you can expand the amount of energy that you can store. That, ladies and gentlemen, I think is key for someone that's looking for a solar generator at a good price point, but wants to be able to add on some power to it by adding external batteries to it. Now, as you can see up on the top here, it has a cover that you can take off. It's got a compartment in here that you can just take off. And inside of this compartment is where you're going to find what comes with this solar generator in regards of wiring and or owner's manuals, instruction manuals. This unit comes with two wires, one being a small extension cord, which I don't understand really why this small extension cord is in here because it's so small, but I'm sure there's some kind of reasoning behind it. So this is just a regular female and male side extension cord. In addition to that, it comes with the wire that you need in order to charge it from a wall outlet. And it comes with a warranty card that you can actually scan with your phone if you have that feature. This comes with a 2-year warranty. However, if you have a Costco credit card and you purchase this unit with a Costco credit card, it will add 2 years to your manufacturer's warranty. So even though this unit comes with a 2-year warranty from the manufacturer, just the fact that I used my Costco card, I was able to get 4 years of warranty instead of 2. I think that's a great deal. And it just comes with a few instruction manuals in different languages. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it's got a pretty nice little compartment here that you can put other things in. So, for example, if you get an Anderson adapter for a solar panel, you could probably store it in here as well. But as you can see here, it's got 6 screws. It's got 6 hex screws that you can remove. The reason for this being here and those screws being there is that if you remove this panel, you can actually change the battery that is in this unit if it ever goes bad. This unit comes with a sealed lead acid battery, or an AGM they're called. All right, so the battery is not a state-of-the-art battery. It's not a lithium ion battery like the Blue Eddy comes with, which has a very large life cycle capacity. Being that this is a AGM or sealed lead acid battery that's in here, it more than likely has a lifespan of about 500 to 700 life cycles, meaning that you can go ahead and charge it and drain it up to 500 to 700 times before the battery needs to be changed out. But they made it easy for you to change by just removing 6 screws and changing it out. In addition to that, like I said before, this unit has the ability for you to add on external batteries, which I think is awesome for this. So far, this unit seems to be very user-friendly. One other drawback that it may have for those of you that may be up there in age, just like I'm getting, is that it weighs around 60 pounds or so. However, it does come with a couple of built-in handles that makes it pretty easy to lift. As you can see here, it has a space where you can grab with your hand, and it has one just like this on the other side. So it's actually pretty easy to lift with these, I want to call them built-in handles, but they cleverly designed this so that it could be like a handle and you would be able to lift it easily. So now let's get started and let's go ahead and put this thing to the test. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that this is fully charged, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my house heater on this for as long as it will run on one charge. As you can see, all the bars are fully charged. I'm going to show you what time it is right now. It's 11:51 on November 9th. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my heater from the wall and plug it in here, and you'll see the wattage output. All right, here's my heater's plug. I'm going to plug it in. And it should be turning on momentarily. There you go, it just turned on. And right now, the heater is not running at all. This is my heater right here. As you can see, I have the temperature set for 64, which is the temperature on the left. Right now, it's about 65 degrees in the house. So as soon as this turns on, or starts turning on, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the wattage output from the system. That way you can see what it looks like when it's drawing wattage from the system. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the temperature is down to 64 in here. I'm sure you can hear this turning on. So let's take a look and see how much wattage it's drawing. All right, so during startup, it usually ranges between 300 to 400 watts. Because the way that this machine works, is this heater works, is it has a heating element that heats up to a certain temperature. And then the fuel pump will turn on and start to ignite the flame in the fire chamber. All right, so as you can see right there, it's holding steady at about 290, 280, or 290 or 280 watts. It's because that heating element is heating up right now and waiting for it to get hot enough so that it can start drawing fuel. And here's the time. This is when that turned on, around 12 o'clock. We'll call it 12. It was about 11:59, but we'll call it 12 noon. And then I'm going to leave it on here so you guys can see that it doesn't draw that much wattage once it's generating heat, because pretty much the only two things that are running in there are the fan and the fuel pump that it's in there. All right, so those are usually the only two things running in that unit when the heat is up to temperature. Okay, now that it's up to full heat, the machine is up to full heat, you'll notice that the wattage has dropped down to 60, 70 watts of output. And that's because right now there's not that many parts working in the machine. The parts that are working are like peripherals, like the fan and the fuel pump, which don't take that much wattage. Okay, see, now it's down to 50. And it took roughly 8 minutes or so for the machine to come up to temperature and drop down to its maintenance wattage. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this machine hooked up to the heater for as long as it'll take for it to draw down to 1 bar. So we'll see how long it'll last. My machine usually cycles about twice an hour. So about twice an hour it'll go through the startup phase, depending on how cold it is outside. Right now it's about 23 degrees above zero outside. And as you can see, this is a pretty neat little indicator. You see this bar right here. This is one of 5 bars that gives you an indication of how much output is being consumed when compared to the 1440 watt maximum continuous output. So right now what this bar is telling you is that we're using between 1 and 20% of the 1440 watts that we can use from this machine at any given time. All right, so we'll be back when this is down to 1 bar. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me start off by showing you my watch. It's 4:36, and I just got a beep from this machine telling me that the battery is low. So it's still running my machine, my heater, but this just told me that the battery is low. So we got 4 hours and 36 minutes, roughly 4 hours and 40 minutes out of this unit to operate my heater. Which, as far as I'm concerned, for the price point that this comes at and for what it is, I think it's really good. What we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and charge this. And after I get this fully charged, which probably won't be till tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and do the same test with my refrigerator. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have this up on my counter here. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Right now, you can see that the battery level is showing 2 bars. But really, it's only down to 1 bar. It's probably got 1 bar plus a tiny percentage more. And what I want you to see here is that once I plug it in, it'll give you an indicator that it's charging. And there you go. You see the indicator there, that plug icon? And then it's going to have a blinking green light. And it's going to blink until it's fully charged. When it's fully charged, it'll stop blinking. And the bars up here will be full. Our battery is full. As you can see, the charging indicator is a solid green, which means that it's done charging and the battery is full. You can see that the level bars are completely full and it's showing the battery at 13.1 volts. Now, if you all remember, we started charging this at 4:41 p.m. I believe it was, and it is now 4:25 a.m. So I just got out of bed and came to check on this. So it took less than 12 hours for it to charge from roughly 20% or so, or 25% or so, all the way up to full. So now what I'm going to do is today I'm going to test this battery plugging in my refrigerator that I have in my kitchen, and we're going to see how long the refrigerator runs on this until it gets down to 1 bar or until we get the low level battery indicator. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I like about this is that you can plug in your appliance and have the unit charging off the wall at the same time. That way you know you always have a full battery. The only thing is that whenever you do have it plugged in, as you can see here, charging, and you have an appliance plugged into it, I just have a little hand mixer here. Whenever you do that, while you're running your appliance and the machine is plugged in, it will not show you an output. And I'm going to show you right now. Check it out. Here it's on. There's no output because it's using the electricity straight from the outlet, which is a good thing because it ensures that the battery stays completely full. So this is a great machine to plug into the wall and then have something charging off of it that you do not want to lose power even during a power outage, like my heater, right? Like my house heater. That's what this machine is going to be used for. I'm going to put that over there, and I'm going to use this machine. I have it plugged in all the time so that I know that I have interrupted power going to my heater no matter what the conditions are as far as the electrical grid goes. Now I'm going to go ahead and unplug this and run that again, so you'll see that once I unplug it, it'll show that there's a power output. And there you go. You see that it's unplugged now. You see that there's no power input. And the power output right here, this LCD screen uses about 1 volt, roughly. Or 1 watt. I'm sorry, not 1 volt, 1 watt. Whenever this machine is using less than 50 watts, it's not going to show you an output. So here we go with the machine. And there you go. You see that? So as long as you have it plugged in, it's not going to show you an output. But as long as the machine is not charging, it will show you an output. Another thing you want to remember about this is that with your USBs, since it's less than 50 watts that you're using at any one time, it won't show an output. But it will still work as far as charging your personal device. Okay, as you can all see there, it's 4:32. I've got the plug to my refrigerator. I'm going to plug it in, and we're going to take it. Uh-oh, just a second. This plug doesn't work well with these because the ground is on the bottom and so is this, so it doesn't fit. But this machine came with an extension for exactly that reason. See this? It came with this extension for exactly that reason. So we'll just go ahead and plug this in here and then put our plug in here. And now let's see if the wattage output changes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see, the compressor in the refrigerator just turned on. Now I have a very efficient refrigerator, so I have a feeling that this is going to last a lot longer than my heater did, because this refrigerator is very efficient. So you can see there that it just turned down the compressor. It's drawing 190 watts. So now we're going to go ahead and let this run all day and see how long it'll last. Right, we'll be back when it's pretty much out of battery. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you have a low battery indicator. See right there, it says low battery indicator. And let me see if the fridge is still on. No, and the refrigerator turned off. So here is our watch. And oh, I got it upside down. Here's our watch, and it is now 9:27, so it's been roughly 5 hours. Let's see, it's still showing that it's got 2 bars, but it's giving us a low battery indicator. That is a safety function. Let me go ahead and turn it off. That is a safety function that this unit comes with so that you don't deplete the batteries so much that it will damage the batteries, which is a good thing. So you can see that powering my refrigerator, I was able to get roughly 5 hours out of this unit powering my refrigerator. Now I'm doing this just to give you guys an idea of what this unit can do. Now I'm going to power it back up. It'll probably take me the rest of the day, but I'm going to power it back up. And then I'm going to run my vacuum on it so that you guys can see how it performs when I'm doing a quick draw or a large draw at one time. My solar generator here on my countertop. Here's my toaster. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. Now we're going to plug our toaster in. And we're going to turn on our toaster. As you can see, it's drawing, immediately started drawing 690 watts. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the other one. As you can see, I have a double toaster. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the other one. And right now we are drawing 340 watts roughly. And it's holding pretty good. But as you can see right here, you see where the level that says 1 bar? It's because the toaster is drawing almost to the full capacity of what this machine can withstand or can output. I never recommend that you draw a lot at once if you can help it, because it's healthier for the batteries if you don't draw that much at once. However, it will withstand this and it will work a toaster for however much power you have left in the unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn one off at a time, see what happens. And it immediately dropped to 690. And if you can tell, the fan on this unit has not turned on yet. It turned on momentarily when we first started it, but it turned right off after about 2 seconds or so. But the fan has not started, which means that everything is working fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn my other one off. And as you can see there, it went right back up to 4 full bars. And you should have most of the capacity of the stored energy in this unit still there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say about this unit? I really like that you can add batteries to this unit to get more storage capacity in regards to energy. I really like that you can plug this unit into the wall and then plug your appliance into the unit, and your appliance will never turn off if there's a power outage. It will just automatically switch over to the power that's stored in the unit. I like that you can actually change out the internal battery should it ever go bad. And finally, I like the simplicity of this unit, where all you have to do is turn it on or turn it off. Unlike other units, you don't have to turn on a different button to use your AC or your DC. It's just on once you turn the unit on. What I don't like about the unit is that it only has a 100 watt input. If I had to choose something else that I didn't like about it, it's kind of heavy, and that it has an AGM battery or a lead acid battery. Being that lead acid batteries don't have as many life cycles as a lithium ion battery. However, depending on what budget you have, if your budget falls in line with something like this, I have to say that I recommend it. I did not know that Duracell made a solar generator. I just happened to come across it at Costco, and I'm glad I did, because I'm definitely going to put this one to use. This one is going to live right next to my heater, and I'm going to have my heater plugged into it at all times. That way in the winter time, when the power goes out, my heater won't skip a bit. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in today. I hope you guys got something out of this. I am going to list this on my Amazon storefront, even though on Amazon it's $699, which is $200 more than what I paid for it. However, if you do have a Costco near you, even if you don't have a Costco membership, I personally feel that it's worth getting the $60 membership so that you can purchase one of these for $499. Even with the $60 membership and $499, it's still considerably less than what you can get it for at Amazon. However, if you don't have any Costco near you and you would like to purchase one of these, I'm going to go ahead and include these in my storefront because I think it's a good system. I hope you guys have a good day. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I'm out.